it's August in Tampa, right? It could be like 100 degrees with 95% humidity. But we'll take this. Remigio will stay right there. And following the touchback, our first look at the Chiefs offense. Justin Fields a week ago, he was perfect, 4 for 4 for 41 yards. He looked like he had command of the offense, looked good out there.
I thought so too. You know, he didn't really push the ball down the field. That wasn't the plays that really wasn't what was called. Was trying to push it downfield, just being efficient. As you said, 4 for 4. He didn't take any sacks. I thought that was a big part of it. Was quick with his decisions and did have a couple of runs, but for only 9 yards.
They will keep it on the ground with Kenneth Walker, and it's a couple more weeks of rehab. Oh, it's a shifty move by Walker trying to get to the outside. That's actually well defended. The tackle made at the 38-yard line. McCullum came up and just held on.
Well, good vision by Walker, being able to cut it to the backside, and he tried bouncing too much. I wish, like, as he cut it back, then right here, just get up the field. Obviously, I'm trying to tell him how to play running back, but it's, you know, it's the preseason for everybody. He's trying to get his legs in there and tried setting him up and getting to the outside. But good wrap-up tackle here, forcing 3rd and 6.
Amari DiMercato is in at running back to the left of Justin Fields. 3rd down. Fields with time will deliver, and that is caught. Cyrus Allen makes the catch, but he is shy of the first down. Only picks up a couple yards on the play. So the Chiefs will be forced to punt. Josiah Trotter came in from his linebacker spot, made a good tackle here. Normally you'd feel pretty good about a receiver matched up against a linebacker who's actually still on to punt. Cameron Johnson at his own 10, moving to his left. He comes up, fair catch at the 20. And now for the players to watch, brought to you by T-Mobile.
Well, first let's start off with Jaden Hicks. Last week had a really good game, and as Steve Spagnuolo told us what he felt was the best of the entire defense last week. Hicks ended up with 7 tackles. Basa, I thought, was very active getting in the backfield his second year. And then Felix Uzama has had a great training camp. Didn't show up a lot last week in the game, but they're expecting a big jump from him. I'm going to look at him tonight, see what kind of plays he can make.
Baker Mayfield under center. Bucky Irving is the running back. 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers. And it's Irving, looks to cut it back. Little seam there, and he gets across the 25 to the 26. Gain of 6 on the play.
Well, the run defense was solid last week. Didn't even give up 100 yards. Kept them at 93 yards. Kept the Rams at 93 yards. So that was a big part of last week in terms of their defense, how they were able to contain the line of scrimmage. That time the Bucs able to pick up 5.
And keep in mind, both Rams touchdowns came late in the game. The defense in the first half against the Rams last week was excellent. 2nd and 5. It's Irving again, bounces out to the right. 1st down for the Buccaneers. Give him a gain of 7 on the play. Noel Williams came in to make the tackle.
2 plays in a row now. Irving starts out to his left and cuts back to the right and gets around the outside contain, and that time able to pick up the 1st down.
Looked like Chris Roland Wallace might have been held on that play. Trying to get in there to make a play from that slot corner spot. 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers. It's Irving again, and he looks to cut it back, cuts it back again to his right. Picks up 2 yards on the play. Good job defensively. Felix and Uzama there to make the play, and you were talking about there's a lot of buzz about him being the healthiest he's been since he joined the Chiefs.
Well, he was dealing with injuries the first 3 seasons, missed most of last year, had some surgery, was able to get himself back healthy again, and they were excited about what they've been able to see at the beginning of training camp. As I said, this is one of the guys on defense that I've spotlighted for tonight to get back after not only the quarterback, but how involved he'll be in the running game.
Kenneth Gainwell now in at running back. 2nd and 8. It'll be Gainwell, and no place to go. He gets smothered right at the line of scrimmage. Nick Bolton there to make the play. Our production crew had a chance to talk to Nick this week. We got a flag on the play. You know, Nick, you almost take him for granted. He's just been so solid for so many years now. The anchor in the middle part of this defense.
Well, it really is. And as you can see on that replay, Chris Jones was able to get penetration, and so, of course, that causes a double team.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, number 17. Half the distance to the goal. The down counts, third down.
It goes against Ted Hurst, the rookie out of Georgia State.
Well, and that's huge because it's after the down, so they're getting the stop to force a 3rd and long, and now you get the penalty on top of it, setting up 3rd and extra long. What'll that be? Let's see, probably about 25.
Let's see what happens here. I didn't see it in live action.
So with the lane right here, all the way till the end.
Oh, smack him in the helmet, and that's you're gonna get that call every time.
That'll get you every time. That's why the flag was so late. We didn't see it till after everybody's walking back to the huddle.
Little screen to Cameron Johnson, and he gets it to the 30-yard line. Gain of 11. Well, Nico Remigio is on to return it for the Chiefs. A high towering boot. Remigio from his own 17 surveys the field across the 30. Gets it to the 32-yard line. There is a flag down behind the play. Justin Fields getting set for his second series of work.
During the return, holding, receiving team, number 30. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Kansas City, timeout.
Timeout on the...
Guys, that's who Andy's had over these years. You know, Carson Wentz and Gabbert. I mean, there's a number of vet guys that they've brought in.
Fields has to get rid of it and does just in time. Jalen Royals makes the catch, the second-year man out of Utah State, just a gain of a yard on the play. Keontae Scott there defensively for the Bucs.
No Simmons at left tackle tonight, so Jalen Moore has switched over to the left tackle spot, and Benson, the rookie out of Indiana, is playing the right tackle spot. Caliendo getting the start at right guard.
Got a quick look there at offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy. Such a critical part of the staff during this era of dominance for the Chiefs. Fields this time out to his left, completes it. That's Tyquan Thornton making the catch, the fifth-year man out of Baylor. He picks up 5 yards on the play, brings up 3rd and manageable. And there is Coach Bieniemy, his second stint as the Chiefs offensive coordinator, first stint 2018 to 2022.
Which was a good run.
Yeah,
that was
pretty good.
Run, yeah. They averaged over 30 points during that stint and a couple of Super Bowls.
See if they can keep the offense on the field here. 3rd and 4. DeMercado is the running back. He's very good third down back. Fields gets rid of it, and that's incomplete. He was looking for Cyrus Allen out in the flat. They can't make the connection, and the Chiefs will be forced to punt.
One, I think the pocket collapsed around Fields made him throw that ball a little bit earlier than what he wanted to. He was trying to anticipate where Allen was going to come out of the route. He just let him too much. He had him for the first down. It's just not on the same page.
Cameron Johnson is deep for the Bucs. There is Matt Araizi, had a good week last week, 5 punts. Pinned him inside the 20 on 3 different occasions. And this is a really high boot. Johnson from his own 29 eludes the first guy trying to get to the edge. And the Chiefs, that's good discipline there. Staying with the play and forcing him out of bounds.
LSU to play big for the Chiefs.
Bill side settle for Kenny Gainwell. Oh, this is a tackle into the flat, but look, the Kansas City Chiefs, coach, they're in a transition phase right now, especially on defense. Steve Spagnuolo, their defensive coordinator, Andy Reid, their defensive coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo, is trying to replace 6 starters on defense. They still have Chris Jones up front. They brought back L'Jarius Sneed, but he is not the same player that he once was. You look at this defense, it's a completely different operation for the Kansas City Chiefs now.
Indeed, and their other first-round pick, Peter Woods, is lining up over the right guard, number 99. They're expecting him to play opposite Chris Jones. Yeah.
I think that was an incomplete pass, but
Ready? You said it earlier, Rondé. They're going to run the ball, throw some quick passes, and obviously Kansas City is expecting that with the depleted left tackle position. But this is just good football by Kansas City. Recognizing a quick drop, get your hands up if you can't get there. And that's our Mason Thomas, his second-round pick out of Oklahoma. You said it, Andy Reid has re-energized this defense with youth, and you can do that after you go 6-11. This is foreign territory to the Chiefs.
Dixon again with the kick, and Cyrus Allen back to receive. Also a flag on the play already, and good coverage by this Buccaneers special teams unit. Last week, Danny Smith was not satisfied. David Sills, who just missed that completion a couple of snaps ago, on with the tackle. Let's see what Brad Allen has to say here.
Boy, if this is on the Chiefs, this is going to kill Andy Reid. They had way too many penalties last year. They had 12 last week, and this looks like it might be the second special teams penalty already.
Second one that's going to back them inside the 20-yard line.
I like these conferences. I always wondered what's going on in these conferences.
Well,
did it upset you at all?
You know, special teams guys, the young guys trying to make the team also don't always know the rules. There's a flag down here. There's a flag also on the sideline, and if a Bucs player runs out of bounds untouched, then the only reason you think that is because he does not have his hat on. And that's usually an indication that somebody is participating illegal. I think that illegally, that's what the call will be if we are correct here.
Looks like it could be multiple flags.
Well, they're talking long enough for it to be multiple. Yeah. It better be multiple flags. I would have loved for him to say that.
Field. Let's see Dixon pin this return.
11th year out of Syracuse. I actually knew this kid way back in the day. He used to visit him down in South Florida with his family. Great coverage. Win it again. My gum, dude.
I coached with Danny. I coached with him way back in Philadelphia. I used to walk out on the field, look for a stick of gum, but they were all in his pocket. He's a heck of a coach. Fiery guy. 72 years old, and you would not know it.
Oh, DiMercato is the running back again in the backfield here, Coach. Bucs have changed out most of their defensive starters and got their second unit in. And this is a good opportunity to talk about Vita Vea. We haven't really done it yet. We let Jeff give the intro, but Vita, long hold in with the Bucs during training camp. The one reason that I do agree with him is that when he's in the game, nobody runs the ball against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
No, statistics prove it, Rondé. Almost 1 full yard.
False start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty.
This is
second down.
You know, Kansas City's got a new offensive coordinator, too. Eric Bieniemy's here. And Andy Reid is not happy with these. Any good football locker rooms to tolerate much more of this penalty.
Yeah, Creed Humphrey is the only holdover, the one that you can count on. Pro Bowl last year. Down and distance, brought to you by Advent Health Hospital of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Quick completion.
There's your guy, Wisdom, Rondé. Rashad Wisdom, number 38. Not the tallest safety. He started about 55 games at Texas San Antonio, but he's been playing as the personal protector on special teams. He's competing to become the third safety. But here's a 3rd down and 4. Muhammad at the top of the screen, the ex-Detroit Lion who had 11 sacks. Let's see if he can generate some pressure at the top of the screen.
Chiefs had 0 first downs going into that play, and that's their first run of the day. Out to DiMercato in the flat. You mentioned Al-Quadin Muhammad. Not going to get a chance to see him here, but this This is what Justin Fields is really good at. The short intermediate passes. As you think about him as a quarterback, as a backup quarterback for this Kansas City Chiefs team, he's yet to hold on to a job as a starter in the NFL. But I do think his traits give him some value as a backup to Patrick Mahomes when he gets back from his injury. 1st and 10. Again, got a good look here. Bucs having to deal with this running game of Kansas City, and much like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I think that is going to be the game plan today for Kansas City. Test this Bucs defense on the ground. We saw what happened in the first 2 series, 3 and out, but now that these backups are in, you can see that they're getting a little more traction.
Yeah, and I like visiting with Todd Bowles the other day. I think he's back in his routine, Rondé. He trusts the offense, the direction they're heading. He's back into his study routine, and he's taking full control of this defense, and so far it has really showed tonight.
Mercado off. All right, again.
But
Cade Fordham. This is the kid you've been talking about. You've been talking about him all week, John. Cade Fordham, rookie out of NC State, free agent. 3rd and short here.
Very instinctive player, over 140 tackles at North Carolina State. His dad played in the league. He's going to be a hard guy to not keep around here. The longer he stays, the more you like him.
Chiefs go 3 up top, tight end at the bottom. Great pressure.
Boy, Anthony Nelson got off, and he beat the rookie right tackle with ease.
Add another guy to the rotation here. Barely even touched him.
That's length, long arms. He's got a huge wingspan, and Todd Bowles said it. He has not had this kind of edge rushers since Shaq Barrett and JPP the year they won the Super Bowl, Rondé.
Diaby.
They've got a number of different guys now that can really heat you up.
Diaby, Bain, Al-Quaheen Muhammad. And you look at Anthony Nelson.
The penalty is declined. It brings up 4th down.
David Walker, who's coming back from a lost season a year ago. That's 5 guys you're just talking about, and that's not even including Chris Braswell. And
yeah, you don't have to blitz all the time. It's a luxury that we had when we had those great defenses. If you can get there with 4, you can play multiple coverages.
Uriza back to kick again to Cam Johnson. Got plenty of room back inside the 5-yard line. I don't know if you're supposed to take it in there, but he does. He makes a guy miss and he gets to the edge. There's Cam Johnson that we know.
Yeah.
That's the guy you love. Gives Bucs good field position. I think we've seen the last of Baker Mayfield, but their offense will be right back. Obviously, that's where his strength is. We have not seen much of him as a passer. Comes out here, 2 receivers to the top, tight end receiver to the bottom.
That's a good throw. Good eye manipulation by Fields. He looked off, shoulder, throws a strike. There's Garnes with the wrap-up tackle.
Bucs are in some sort of 3 deep there. You get that flat guy, that guy flashing to the flat. It tells you one thing. Intrepid corners will know that you can stick your feet in the ground and go make a play. Garnes has not yet learned that. 34 seconds left here in the 1st quarter. Justin Fields under center. 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends, 1 receiver. Stretch run out to the right, or to the left, I'm sorry, and
that's Emmett Johnson. That's the guy that's been the story in Kansas City in a lot of people's minds. The youngster, 5th-round pick out of Nebraska. He had 12 carries, 59 yards last week. That's his.
We're out of Arkansas. This is a big kid, 6'4", 210, running that crossing route. Easy target for Justin Fields.
Had a nice game last week. I saw him on YouTube planting defensive backs. He's a very good blocker. But with Justin Fields, if you can't pass protect, you said it, Rondé, let's move the pocket. Nice call by Kansas City out of the break.
Yeah, and if you're Todd Bowles on defense here, you're playing a lot of zone now. You're not getting into the nuances that make his defense great. Haven't seen a lot of pressures. They come out in a condensed formation here, and they're going to throw the football. Justin Fields looking for that throwback. Very good design throw and catch to the Jason Brownlee. Another huge receiver, 6'3", 202 pounds, well executed here. Rolling to his left, but always looking back to the right. These are offensive plays that I know you like to do.
Well, you get underneath the center, you can set up some really good play-action passes, and right now they're taking advantage of the aggressive linebacker play of the Bucs.
stand corrected. That was Jake Beringstool who made that catch. Tight end. Emmett Johnson still at your back. Jet motion reverse. Every team in America has this play now.
Yeah, it's not just the handoff to the jet sweep. A lot of times they use that as a diversion, and they force the linebackers and defensive backs to bump. And sometimes they can get a nickel like you playing linebacker, Rondé.
There was a flag on this play. Again, Andy Reid scratching his head. Illegal formation was the call by Brad Allen. And talking about nickels, the Bucs.
How about that?
This will be the 6th year in a row that there will be likely be a new starting nickel cornerback. This year is expected to be Keontae Scott, the rookie out of Miami.
And it's not an easy position. I mean, that's where you made money as a Hall of Famer. Keontae Scott, number 22 in the slot. I think he's got a great chance, as you said, to be an opening day starter.
Good pressure by Al-Quadin Muhammad, who we've mentioned a couple times, really haven't had a chance to highlight him yet. 11 sacks last year for Detroit, career high. There's Scott, the nickel cornerback. That was Justin Fields was trying to set up a screen to the other side of the field, but the immediate pressure by 97. Back to Scott. 6 foot, 195. He's not that typical nickel now. You think of Eamon Warry in Seattle, and the bigger body Derwin James type of nickels that are safeties as well. Todd Bowles doesn't have that kind of system. He has a smaller type of all-around player to play that position. Motion by Beringstool again. Quick drop by Justin Fields, and here we go.
That's a good break and drive by Garnes. You got to read the 3-step. And that time Garnes did a nice job driving on the quick game, limiting the yards after the catch.
I find the 3-step way more difficult to read now with all these quarterbacks in gun. When they were under center, it's really easy to figure out when there's 3, 5, 7. I can make plays based on their drops. Now it's much more difficult, which I think has led to the evolution of corners in the NFL. They've gotten bigger. They want to play at the line of scrimmage. You get a 3rd down like it is now, and all you want to do is beat up receivers, although the Bucs are going to play off on this 3rd and 10. 3 receivers to the top. Justin Fields, immediate pressure again, and this is where you get worried about number 6 for Kansas City. He can always do that.
Well, you got to do something. You either got to blitz and take away a gap, or you got to mush the rush or stunt the front, but you cannot rush straight up the field against Justin Fields. He's just too good of a scrambler. The defensive line is going one way, the coverage is going the other, and there's a natural vacancy in the defense. And Fields, I'm sure if Todd Bowles was game planning, he would have had a different plan on that 3rd down situation.
Right, David Walker, the 2nd-year outside linebacker, slips and falls, and it even opens up that gap even more. 1st and 10, looks like it's on the 10-yard line.
Let's go back to David Walker, Rondé. I've heard a lot of his name. He was hurt all last year, number 51. Won the Buck Buchanan Award, Defensive Player of the Year in FCS college football, over 30 sacks. He's got to show he can play the run.
Yeah.
Just do something else besides rush the passer, but he is definitely in the mix.
Well, in practice, you can see the repertoire of moves, the counters, you get in the game, know what he can do. He needs to show it. Preseason games like this, while they seem unimportant, are very important for guys like David Walker. Fields again drops back, finding nobody at the goal line. Good coverage by Melifonwu.
Melifonwu, number 35, the ex-Miami Dolphin, had 4 years in Detroit. I like Melifonwu.
Yeah.
I got the coach's brother in Oakland. This is a long-armed guy, had some cornerback skills at Syracuse. I think his experience is going to play out in the end. He's going to find a way onto this Buccaneer football team.
There is definite uncertainty at the safety position behind Antoine Winfield and Tyke Smith. Here we go, 3rd and 7. Fields drops back, looking to his left. Nothing here. Here's where you got to keep him in the pocket, because he only wants to scramble.
That's good defense by Tampa Bay. Sorry for sounding like Gene Deckerhoff, but I love that. They make a mistake earlier. They let Fields out of there. He got the 1st down, but Todd Bowles and his defense make the correction. They contain Fields. And now they make this a very difficult situation for Harrison Butker.
Watch Anthony Nelson there.
I love it.
Run to the sideline instead of trying to close the distance on Fields, and that leaves Kamara, Muhammad Kamara, number 50, his first sack as a Buccaneer. Great defense. I love when teams get down in the high red and think they're going to score, and then bam!
I sound like Deckerhoff at all.
You said him just like John Gruden. Buckner with the kick. We're on the board, 3-0. The Bucs will have the ball coming back. We'll see if Jake Browning comes back onto the field. Darcy Glazer, Kasowitz, who does so much for this organization outside of the X's and O's and the business operations of this team. Cam Johnson back to receive here. Sean Tucker is the lead out front, and Cam Johnson gets out to the 30-yard line. Bucs looking for a returner. I mean, last year, Cam Johnson would have been the guy. He was hurt. They used a myriad of different running backs to fill that position, including Sean Tucker. But the guy that we have to talk about, and I think is really lighting up the running back competition right now, is Josh Williams.
He sure is. He had a beautiful cutback touchdown last week against the Jets. And a lot of people think Sean Tucker has that third job in the bag. Not so fast.
Here is Williams.
You know, but Williams had 1,500 yards at LSU. I coached his dad. Jermaine Williams was my fullback in Oakland, and Skip Pete, the running back coach, coached Jermaine Williams. Heck, Jermaine Williams' mom is his own agent. So this is a family operation of football, but this kid wore number 18 at LSU for a reason. They give that number to a guy that really has the right stuff. He's a return guy. He's good on special teams. He can catch it out of the backfield. And I think he's good picking up blitzes. He's really in the mix.
Jake Browning back into the game, was evaluated for concussion. Williams into the backfield still. And here we go. Screen to Williams. Blockers out front. A couple of good cuts, which he does very well. And look at that leg drive, Coach.
I like him, man. Good patience. On a screen pass, you have to have patience. Let the offensive line get their blocks. I called it phasing. There's the kick out. There's the lead. And it's a nice job finishing for additional yardage. But this kid can catch it, like I said. He can really run the rock. And I think he's good without the ball. A very good blitz pickup guy from what I've seen.
Feeney, Rubolt from the other side of the formation over there to get a good block. Josh Williams lines up in the dot. You love quarterbacks under center. I think Zach Robinson's going to do a lot more of that this year than we've seen in the past with this type of offense.
Another false start.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. First down.
One thing that I know you famously say is during our Super Bowl run that Brett Johnson didn't take one shotgun snap. Yeah. I don't know if that's true.
No, that's the truth. We will be the last team in the history of football to win a Super Bowl. 0 snap
that year. Here we go. Josh Williams in the backfield again. Quick screen out to Patterson. And really good job getting some extra yardage after that deal. Let's talk about Zach Robinson. Robinson, I think, is going to bring some really nice wrinkles to this offense.
No doubt, Rondé. And he was in the pistol a lot in Atlanta. A lot of people thought we were going to be in the guy we need to talk about after this snap.
2-by-2 formation. Browning's back. At Bauer to the flat. He's going to have to try to escape here. Does a good job finding Josh Williams in the flat. Made something out of nothing there. And Jake Browning showing he does have a little escapability in his repertoire as well.
You know, you don't have to be fast. You have to be quick. You got to be able to avoid the initial rush. And he keeps his eyes downfield, and he finds Williams. And I expected Williams to make that guy miss. But back to the tight ends, Rondé. Other than K-Dot, I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneer tight end room saw 2 other catches amongst all the other tight ends. So they need this young tight end to come through for him, and he has turned some heads in training camp.
6th-round draft pick, the last of the picks of Jason Light's 2026 draft. Bowers in the slot.
Got him.
Better throw. He did have him. Cam Johnson won off the line of scrimmage there against, I'm not sure who the corner was, but he did have him. That ball was inside on the red line, as we used to say. There's a red line that every practice field has, right, John?
Yes,
it's like right between the yard line and the sideline, and that's where the ball's supposed to go on fade balls like that, especially on one-on-one coverage.
And Kansas City, they play more bump and run coverage than any other team in the league. Steve Spagnuolo, Fulton number 8 at the bottom of the screen. They are in your face the vast majority of the time. Fourth down.
4th and 3 here. The Bucs are going to go for it. Get in condensed formation, pull them out of man-to-man. Set up a little pick screen or nowhere to get rid of this football. Browning just scrambling again. Somebody's got to go deep. Just let him toss it. And he finds David Sills, number 80.
They're going to get holding on Luke Haggard, number 72.
Number 72, 10-yard penalty, 4th down.
I think number 72 playing left guard does a nice job handling the initial stunt there, Coach. But then as he starts to scrim, clear hole inside the shoulder pads. The white hat was actually looking that way and found it.
Let's just take a second here, Ron. They talk about Danny Smith, the special teams. You'd like to see Riley Dixon down this ball. Let's take a look at the Gunners. At the top of the screen is our guy Garnes against this double press look of the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's see if we can down this inside the 10.
Rashard Smith is a return. He's got a fair catch. And I don't think that hit anybody, but yes, we are going to get that at the 10. Good job, Coach. Great call. Good job by Riley Dixon. We'll be back.
See, I'm excited about this team.
Well, can we get him to call one play with us so we can give him
let's give a
evaluation
preview
for what a voice he has.
He does. He's got the perfect vocals. Here we go. Let's go.
Well, you guys know that a play-by-play call is only as good as your spotter is, right? So
I got Jim Petrelka right here.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So we got Garrett Nussmeier in the ballgame for the LSU product, right? And he's going to be at quarterback here for Kansas City. 3-0 lead for the Chiefs. First down and 10. They've got the ball at their own 21-yard line. You got Emmett Johnson is a line, as Gene would say, sidecar right out of the shotgun. There's a snap, handoff. Johnson kind of scoots his way through the right side of the line, runs into the second level of the defense where he's wrapped up and taken to the ground for a gain of about 4.
All right, John, you got a question for us?
I got a question.
Oh, gosh.
Mecca, Bucky.
Any of them. I mean, Ruben Bain, honestly, is one of my, I'm super excited to see him. I love how he got after the quarterback a little bit today when he was in the ball game. And, I think we've got some bullets in the chamber for when Ruben Bain makes that first sack.
I love it, Tony. Go back and do your job. Thanks for
guys.
coming in, buddy.
Appreciate you having me on.
You.
Yeah, great to see you.
Brother.
Go Bucs.
That's a good offseason acquisition. That takes us to 3rd and 1, Rondé.
Yeah.
Short yardage.
Short yardage, that means you put your big boys in there, and we got a big one. Look at number 90.
That's what I was going to say. Capehart from Clemson. Let's see if he can line up inside and stuff this. He's number 90.
I love how Coach described him. He said he is a Hulk smash
flat. This is a rare athlete, and he gets to watch Vita Vea every day. That should help fast-track him.
Nussmeier trying to get the ball tight end. Jared Wiley incomplete. You had Nussmeier in your quarterback camp this year, didn't you?
I think this is a steal for Andy Reid in the 7th round. I love this kid. 2 years ago at LSU, he lit it up. He's a gunslinger. His dad's the offensive coordinator of the New Orleans Saints. He's the coach's son. This guy has great communication. He's got a heck of an arm, and he's not afraid to stick it in tight windows. This is a really good pickup for Kansas City in the 7th round.
He battled some injuries last year. He's LSU's number 2 in completion, pass attempts, passing yards, and number 4 in passing TDs. Those numbers speak out when you think about the quarterbacks at LSU. Under some pressure here, and he finds a completion to Jalen Royals, who slips 2 or 3 Bucs tackles and picks up another first down for the Kansas City Chiefs. How about Tony Castricone just stepping right into the booth and just nailing a call? It's just like, oh, it's a 3-0. It's 3:30 on the clock. Whatever. I haven't working. Jeff Ryan in the background there doing some logistics. There's Nussmeier again, little short rollout. Oh, about to get killed, and just throws this thing up for grabs. Nobody there. David Walker had a really good rush there, Coach.
That's 2 in a row for Walker. And he has a get-off. He sees the ball snapped. He's off like lightning. And he is giving Kansas City problems, but he arrives just at the time the ball is launched. That's legal, that's vicious, and that's a factor grade. I said it earlier. You got to make the quarterback feel your presence. Good to see him back. He missed all last season with that knee injury, and he can rush on the outside, left or right. Question is, can he close out Kansas City in this 2-minute drill?
And Johnson is your back. Look at that, get off.
I think they got him that time.
Off, but
they got him that time.
To Royals again makes more Buccaneers miss. That's Demarion Williams, who actually finally gets him to the ground. And it's interesting that we're now talking about.
The penalties declined. It's 3rd down.
We had too many missed tackles, and it is a problem for this young group in the secondary.
No doubt. And there you see the offsides on Walker. And the other thing that bothers Todd Bowles is pre-snap penalties.
Right.
Walker's got to key the ball. 3rd down and 3. I think Kansas City's in 4-down territory here in the preseason.
Y'all call that play, little swap motion. Definitely come out and check out your Bucks. I think they're going to have a good season this year. Here we go, 2-minute drills. This is your favorite part of football, isn't it, Coach?
I do love it.
Nussmeier drops back and looking for
Walker is having a field day. What a spin move. You know, you see the back offset your way, you know you're going to get chipped. So don't just run a speed rush. Why not spin? Watch this spin rush on the left side. I mean, that's a great job by Walker, recognizing the help was coming his way. He converted his rush. That's what Todd Bowles wanted to see.
And that's the type of moves that this kid has. He's got so many tools in his box that he just doesn't use enough. But it's good to see that they're showing up today. Again, now 2nd and 10. Quick motion, sets up this bunch formation at the top of the screen. Running back offset, and Nussmeier drops back, and
I think it's picked off to Demarion Williams off the ricochet. All turnovers are going to be challenged, but that's a great job by Tampa Bay in zone coverage.
Great defenses, coach. Play great zone coverage, and look at 2 defenders rallying.
I'd say, did you catch it?
It is an incomplete pass.
You always say, I caught it, I caught it. I wasted more challenges on you, Barber, than any other guy ever coached.
Oh, I took away my fair share for you, though, buddy. Javen Wright was the linebacker that brought to you by Advent Health, the exclusive hospital of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 3rd and 10. Advent Health is wrong on the screen, by the way, but don't pay attention. That's 3rd and 10. 3 receivers down to the bottom. Tight end flex, short flex to the top of your screen. Nussmeier has DiMarcardo in the backfield. He played most of the game at running back. Quick drop. Again, good pressure by Tampa Bay defense. And nearly another sack. Kamara is having himself a game as well. He had the sack earlier, teamed with Anthony Nelson. Gets the Bucks off. You got to be impressed with the Bucks defense when they've been down here in the red zone. He drills it. Nice little much today.
No doubt we'll get into that in a second, but let's see if we can get some field position to start this drive for Browning. Every little bit helps.
Sean Tucker, Cam Johnson, again back to receive deep. This kickoff, this one is into the end zone. I think he's going to put his knee down, bring the ball out to the 25-yard line.
But here comes Browning. The one thing I would have said to Jake on the sideline is get in a huddle and shake these guys up. Shake them up. Get in their grill a little bit. Tell them to block a little bit. Our help system, chip. Let's get some pass protection. Let's get a completion to start the drive. We got to have a positive play to start this drive. I mean, let's get into a no-huddle offense. Let's get in field position and see if we can put some points on the board.
35-yard line. Pardon my mistake there. Bucks 2-by-2. 2 receivers at the top. Tight formation. Sean Tucker is your back on this 2-minute situation. Bauer in motion, and then quick throw, and again. We talked about this earlier. You get that you talk about communication. Getting that communication with the second, potentially backup quarterback is important as well. Sean Tucker moves over to the left. Browning another quick throw. He is hit right away. That ball is out. Beanbag down. And Sean Tucker thankfully back onto this football, or that was going to be a takeaway by this Chiefs defense. And this is the second time that Browning has just gotten rocked in a drop back. Blitzer 21, Jaden Hicks, who's had a great camp for the Kansas City Chiefs, comes in unscathed, and he put the running back in a tough choice. He's got to make a decision, right?
Well, when you bring 4 to a side, you got to ID it properly. That time the center and the back didn't see it, and they paid for it. But that's the same blitz the Jets got home last week against Tampa.
I think it'll be interesting to see how this offense uses this tight end. He's going to block it and get out, and that's probably where Browning's going to try to find his football, or he's going to run. And timeout. Get the timeout, get back into a much more manageable 3rd and 10 situation here.
And I go back to Daniels. We're going to see Daniels in the second half, and I know it
starred last week in the second half for the Bucs, came out after Connor Bazelak, who I'm not sure if we'll see in this game tonight. He's a very efficient quarterback. Preseason games are 2-by-2 formation. Browning is shotgun with Sean Tucker out to the left. A quick pass out to Bauer. Gonna be short. To the top of your screen. Target snap. They're not trying to draw him off. Trying to get the ball to Bauer sharp there, but once
this guy is an ice man in big games. This one right here is going to be 69 yards. Give me a break.
Let's go to see Buckner. And snap hold, and he drilled it. He got this, I think. He absolutely got this. 69 yards. Are you kidding me, Coach? And here is Jake Browning again. You already mentioned it. 6 for 8 in the first half. Clearly frustrating.
Number 82, the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's first down, Tampa Bay.
Taking numerous hits, hard ones. I mean, going to the ground with this type of velocity is not easy to get up front.
It's not. And look, when you're the head coach, you go down there, and that's when you have a few words with your offensive football team. Look, we've got to pass protect much better. But obviously, you come out, start the 3rd quarter, a penalty on special teams backs us up, doesn't help. Let's see if we can get a completion here on first down, maybe a bootleg, get them a completion, get this offense in sync.
Getting a little more tenacity up front will definitely be something that Zach Robinson is looking for. Josh Williams is your back. Dot behind the quarterback under center, Jake Browning. 2 receivers at the top and checking into a play. Probably going to go run over to this side because of that receiver moving in, right? The tells before the snap lets you know that this ball is probably coming out to this left side here.
Well, that's what Browning gives you, a veteran quarterback. I always talk about RCE. Recognize the defense and then communicate at the line of scrimmage. And if we can do that, it can lead us to high levels of execution. That is Browning's game. He's a very heady quarterback. He knows this system. And now it's up to his guys around him to help him execute it.
Career 68.5% completion. Kind of belies the fact that he had a lot of losses in his career. He is very efficient as a quarterback. Good slip screen here to Bauer Sharp, the tight end we've been trying to focus. And this is what I love about him. Last week he caught a pass, 5 yards, turned his body straight up the field and ran through 4 or 5 defenders, got a first down. Same type of action here.
Yeah, he's done a great job picking up the offense. He can play multiple spots. Here he is going north and south, and you said it. Good leg drive, good pad level, good finish. First down, Tampa Bay. I love it.
You're in this situation, Coach. What are you calling?
I like to see a bootleg, a play action pass on first down.
Got 3 receivers, two receivers in the tight end to the top. Josh Williams again is your back.
There we go.
Half roll.
That's a good play.
Cameron Johnson, who has shown up in the return game and as a receiver here today with the big sliding catch and a nice completion by Jake Browning.
Good fake, eliminated the underneath coverage. The linebackers are fooled, and there's Johnson on a deep cross. Good job catching the ball away from his body and protecting a catch. Good work.
I know last year they wanted this kid to really turn into maybe a situational slot guy, a guy that can do a lot of things with the ball in his hands. He goes out and makes a big catch for his quarterback. Josh Williams again under the center. Another bootleg. Looking for Patterson.
I don't know if that ball was tipped or Patterson dropped it, but this is going to be a lot of the Buccaneer offense. First down, play action pass, and
give me a sense of what the quarterback's looking for there. 3 receivers out to his right, 1 to the flat, 1 crossing, 1 on a deep corner, if you will. What's his process?
Well, if you get out clean, you can take a look down the field. But if you have quick pressure, you got to throw it to one of those underneath guys. I'm not so sure that ball wasn't dropped.
The quick slant. Eric Rivers, we saw him last week against the New York Jets. Got a couple of catches there. really, really fast. 4.39 guy out of Georgia Tech.
Just a sharp slant route. Well thrown by Browning, setting up 3rd down and a long 5. Cam Johnson, 19, is checked back in the game. And Todd Bowles might be in 4-down territory here, Rondé.
Well, I don't know why he wouldn't be. His offense has been ineffective, if I can find a nice word to say. Got 2 receivers, bunch tight, top and bottom. Browning has plenty of time, great protection up front, nowhere to go with this football. And here's the difference, right? We talk about the escapability of a Jalen Daniels, who we might see coming up soon, and a Browning who has to take that sack and lose on and get this team to 4th down.
Well, I think you got to throw it away. He's got plenty of time to abort this play. Sometimes the best play you can make is throwing the ball away. But now we can't go 4 down, 4th down. We have been forced to punt the football. I don't like that by a veteran quarterback holding the ball on 3rd and 5.
Riley Dixon seems like for the 4th or 5th time today. Good kick inside the 10-yard line. Good coverage again. Got this returner completely bottled up. O'Keefe, first man down on the tackle, followed by Keontae Scott. Bucs defense coming out after the break. I do too. NC starts off the run, stuffed inside. Some new Buck players into the football game right now, including a guy who's getting a lot of talk this week, Jack Pyburn, who had 2 sacks in last week's game. Elijah Roberts, 95 there, had a sack and a tackle for loss in last week's game. He's a couple of players that when we talk about making the case to make this football team, this kid showed up last week.
2 sacks. He beat the backup tackle for the Jets, and now he's going up against Ethan Driscoll, who really struggled last week.
Quick throw out to the side. Oh, great break by Aiden Garnes, which brings us to a perfect time to talk.
58 against a tackle who has really struggled for Kansas City.
Bucs look like they're in single high defense. You know that Todd Bowles likes to jump out, and this is actually cover 4 now. And oh, another near interception, that time by Demarion Williams, who was inside playing that nickel position. One thing that Todd Bowles does is he cross-trains a lot of his players to play different positions. Not that much of a rush, but that was a tight window, and Williams nearly made a great play.
Todd Bowles showing pressure, bluffing it, and they retreat into zone coverage, and that's a really good play by Williams. He had 11 tackles last week. His name could have been on that list easily. He's playing himself into a roster spot.
And they definitely need some depth at corner. Him and Garnes are going to be that. Cam Johnson again returning the kick, and that one's going to bounce. Andy Reid moments. We get Jalen Daniels in the game. Up fake to Sean Tucker. And I think this game might take a little bit of a different tone with number 10 in the field.
If you're a young wideout, great work.
Sean Tucker off to the right of Jalen Daniels. You can just feel it, Coach, that this offense is already opened up. Here's the run, the design run to Jalen Daniels off to the right, 10 yards, first down, Tampa Bay.
Well, the play selection changes. I wish I knew these plays back when I coached Randall Cunningham, but you can run the zone.
Tucker still the back, tight formation. Look at this, get it to him now, to the flat. Patterson again. What are your favorite plays down here? Direct runs, set up a 3rd and short. Daniels checking into a more favorable play. Looks like it's the same call, though. He fumbles the ball, but makes up for it and gets something out of complete nothing on his own mistake.
Well, that's maddening. You have a young quarterback. He recognizes the overload. You see him go to his helmet. He alerts the Buccaneers into a new play.
Get a first down here. Quick throw to the sideline to O'Keefe. Looks like he only gained maybe a yard.
Well, Tampa came out in a no-back set.
They're giving him a first down, John.
Quick throw to Keefe in the flat.
Jalen Daniels under center. Inside zone, and that's on the offensive line. Just pushing their way for 2 or 3 yards to get down inside the 2-yard line.
Keep an eye on Daniels right here. He's getting late out of the huddle the last 2 times. He's listening to Zach Robinson right now.
What type of wide receivers, 2 tight ends and a running back? And here's where you want to see number 10 out on the rope. Those are
That's a great throw.
To O'Keefe.
That's
For a
what
touchdown.
you need. That's a great job. We needed some excitement, and Jalen Daniels gives it to us. They run a bootleg to his right. Really a well-covered play by the 2,000 yards and rush for 1,500. Very few guys have ever done it. That's the kind of dual-threat quarterback we have here in Tampa.
Boring, so I'm just going to try to be less boring for this night. But I got the most excitable person in football next to me, and he's got some stuff for you, dude.
There we go.
Yeah.
What do you got, Chucky?
I'm a backup. I'm a backup broadcaster. That's it.
Good things are going to happen, but I'm proud of him so far.
Incomplete pass on the bootleg. Bake, I got to ask you, for all the world in Tampa,
For us to be able to move forward, it's all about us, how we're getting better, and how we're going to be ready for week 1.
I love that your focus is just on football. And yes, all that other stuff, Baker, trust me, will take care of itself. Nobody wants to see you not for you here, because I'm up here with you called him Chucky, so I'm going to call him Chucky. Our Super Bowl year, 2002, long-ass time ago now, he said he didn't run a shotgun snap in that season. What's your thoughts on under center, shotgun? You like them both equally? That one better?
You have to be able to get under center. I think just to be able to establish
2024.
Yeah.
How's that feel having this group come back together as the season begins?
I'm excited about it, and I know they are as well.
All right, Bake, Emeka Egbuka, Chris Godwin, Jalen McMillan, Tez Johnson, Ted Hurst, no Mike Evans. How do you replace the legend?
Yeah, I mean, you can never replace the first ballot Hall of Famer. That's Mike. But I think Chris Godwin, in his own way, has stepped up tremendously leadership-wise. Just continued to help groom these younger guys and help them spread the knowledge that he has. Ted Hurst, obviously a bigger receiver, so hopefully you mentioned studs.
Bake, I got to tell you before we let you go, I was just in Norman, Oklahoma for 2 days with the Sooners. You know what that song sounds like, that Boomer Sooner?
I've never heard it before. You mind singing it for me?
I mean, that is a great program. Maybe just a quick summary of your journey.
Pass interference on that last play. I think it was Roman Perotti on that deep pass from Nussmeier down the sideline. Puts the Chiefs down inside the 15-yard line. Quick drop back, sling it out to the tight end, and the Bucs defense comes up to make a tackle. We've been in this situation a couple times today, John, and defense has found a way to come out of this situation with only 3 points. This is a really good opportunity for Todd Bowles to teach these young guys about bend, don't break defense. Unfortunate pass interference call down the sideline. Now you got to come and defend.
No doubt. And you also have to tip your hat to Nussmeier at quarterback. He's made some really good plays in the pocket. He's made a couple audibles. And you're right, Tampa Bay's got to find a way to get off the field here.
Tight formation. Motion out, just set up the run, and good run. Stiff arms.
Gaines. That's a great finish by
Ford.
Gaines. Emmett Johnson's a big back, and he looks like he has daylight to score. But out of nowhere, there's your corner, Gaines, number 24. I mean, this is lock, lift, and drive, Barber. I like the way he went in there and made that tackle.
If there was one thing I would have told him to do is keep your head up, son.
Keep your head up.
Miss more tackles with your head down than not. I was a guy that loved to put my chest on people and just come up with a body part. He'll learn that. He's not big enough to make those type of tackles. Here we go inside the 3-yard line. This zoom motion. This is such a tough play to defend. And Cyrus Allen down to the inch line.
I thought he was in. Cyrus Allen, 5th-round pick out of Cincinnati. He's had a nice camp. His knee is down.
Just matter where that ball is spotted. The linesman had him just short. Sets up a second and goal, just inches away. Look at big number 92 Simmons in there.
K-Part number 90. Got to get their pads down.
Easy touchdown. Emmett Johnson again.
Also one back power play, and Tampa Bay is outflanked. And Kansas City answers the score with one of their own. And that's a big reason why Kansas City had 9 straight AFC Western championships. They really know how to play situational football. Credit to Andy Reid putting the drive together right after the Buccaneers.
Well, it had been just a field goal opportunity game for Kansas City. Nussmeier comes in, does a great job. Johnson, who's fighting for that backup role behind Kenneth Walker, comes in, 9 plays, 75-yard touchdown. Butker with the extra point attempted is, of course, good. And we'll be back. Bucks on offense. Get to see some more of that Jalen Daniels kid. Hold on. Gonna make him kick it again. I mean, he just made a 69-yard field goal. Yeah. Are you allowed to take this on the kickoff?
Yeah. Butker had a down year last year in his standings. Obviously, he's made the adjustment. An incredible first half, but this extra point is no gimmick.
He was 9 of 11 from 49 to 40 to 49, and only 5 of 8 from 50 yards. That's a complete contrast to the Bucks kicker, McLaughlin, who was almost automatic from 50 yards last year. This PAT is going to be 43 yards. The way he's kicked tonight, I'm going to say this one's going to be good. And I jinxed him.
Right off the right crossbar. And Harrison Butker missed some extra points last year. And that's what happens when you have a holding call on a PAT. But that ball clanks off that right upright.
If he makes this team, this will probably be a role that he was nicely could occupy. Here's Green out to the 27-yard line. Tonight's drive of the game is brought to you by your slot wide receiver, and then it's Sean Tucker's running back play action pass, and that's where the ball is going to try to go incomplete. The one thing I do notice about Jalen Daniels, and I don't know if I'm the right guy to criticize this, his footwork gets a little antsy at times. I don't know how you coach that out of a player, but the arm talent definitely shines in spite of it.
Well, it's going to take some time. That's the second time I've seen Daniels struggle with the center exchange when he's been under the center. Let's keep an eye on the battery there.
First incompletion of the day on that drive. He was 4 for 4 for 33 yards. Down and distance brought to you by Advent Health, the exclusive hospital of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jalen Daniels in the shotgun. Sean Tucker again off to the right, and here he goes. Creates a little bit of space, runs through traffic, and gets down to just short of first down yardage. There is a penalty on the play, and it looks to be against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Holding. Defense number 19. 5-yard penalty from the end of the play. Automatic. First down.
Guy that really has been impressive, I think, in camp with his opportunities as a wide receiver. And here he is with the ball in the red. This is the type of role, John, that Tez Johnson has played last year and through camp, although he's been hurt for most of this preseason. A guy like Rivers here, Georgia Tech still in the game, top of your screen. Quick pass by Daniels out to Patterson. Makes 2 or 3 guys miss, and nice pickup down the field. The offense, we've said it over and over and over again. The urgency seems much more on point now that the second half. How about that? Falls down.
It's a great play because it's the only play. I know you don't like to hear that as coaching cliche, but center quarterback exchange has been an issue. That time there's a bad intersection in the backfield. He falls down.
Is it the center, is the quarterback? The answer, I think, John, is both.
Probably both.
Shotgun. Sean Tucker off to his right. Quick handoff inside zone. Here's Sean Tucker. This is why you love this guy. His explosion.
Yeah, man. I mean, the guy's not drafted. Jason Light does a great job. Last year in New Orleans, he's the player of the week.
The third and fourth corner, Bucks
there we go.
On the move. And
that's a great job by Daniels. 3rd and 1. You use a hard count, and Kansas City jumps off sides. Those are the little things you need to see from your young quarterback. Great work.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 50. 5-yard penalty.
That's why I don't like these clap and snap counts. Get underneath the center and use some voice inflection and get these guys to jump off sides. Boy, that will really upset Andy Reid in that situation in a 15-7 game.
Over last year's team, yes, they didn't have Patrick Mahomes, but they did not play well at all on that side of the ball. Jalen Daniels, empty backfield, Wide open right in the middle. He's got to find that tight end. Just a little late on that delivery, trying to find Kenny Fletcher Jr., the free agent tight end from Rutgers.
You know, when you come out in a no-back set, defenses that are sophisticated are going to.
Been doing it a very long time, long time here with Andy Reid in Kansas City. And again, we keep talking about this. This defense is the starting on defense. They don't know who their corners are going to be. They don't know who their starting safeties are going to be, and they got to get some production out of their defensive ends. Sean Tucker with the run right up the middle. Short game brings up second down.
Second down and long.
Of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It is 3rd and 8, not 2nd and 8. Bucs come out. Again, Sean Tucker off to the right. Tight formation at the bottom. 2 wide receivers up top. Devin Cope, your tight end, is the top of your screen. And if there's one area where Jalen Daniels needs to improve it, I think it is that deep outbreaking route. He missed a couple of them last week. He misses, not going to know who he is, but Danny Smith had him in Pittsburgh as well as a tryout guy in camp. Up there, out there.
Well, the Clemson Tigers know who he is. That's the leading kicker in the history of that program.
Yes, he is. That was my best Christmas.
Let's go Bucs. Fourth quarter.
Emmett Johnson on the return here. Bucs special teams unit has been very good today. Again, tackle inside the 30-yard line. Denny Smith is going to be much more satisfied with his coverage units here. Caden Fordham, second on the team today in tackles on defense, gets that down. Very athletic guy. He is certainly under competition. They bring Justin Fields in and Nussmeier in at the position. So here are his opportunities to impress Andy Reid.
You know, after being in the AFC West for a few seasons, Kansas City is welcoming back the man. I think Pat Mahomes is ahead of schedule. I believe he's going to be ready for the opener. I know he hasn't played in the preseason, but he's here tonight. He's on the sidelines. And that is great news because Kansas City's a lot like everybody else without Pat Mahomes, Rondé.
Could not agree more. Aludican from Tampa, by the way, Sickles High School. There's Pat Mahomes off his ACL injury from a year ago. Oh, great defensive stop there.
It's a nice finish by Melifonwu, veteran safety man who we talked about. Signed not long ago. Look at number 35 at the bottom of the screen. He does a nice job. He sees the ball released. He tracks Rashad Smith and brings him to the ground. That's great effort by Melifonwu. As you said earlier, who's the third safety here in Tampa? I believe this man is in the mix.
John Bullock also in on the tackle, special teams guy from a year ago, Nebraska, college free agent 2025. 3rd and 6 for Kansas City. Ludekin also played 3 seasons at University of South Florida. Go Bulls. Oh,
there we go.
Tips, overthrows. Perotti with the fortuitous bounce. Bucs get another takeaway on the preseason. They had 2 last week at the Jets. They have their first of the night here against Kansas City. And you hate it for the quarterback because that ball was placed perfectly to the tight end on the inside. He just dropped it. And Johnny on the spot. I'll say this again. My 10 interception year, I had like 4 attempts, buddy.
Hey, that's a great job finishing the play by Perotti. But Todd Bowles had been blown.
So Daniels back onto the field. Again, Sean Tucker is your running back. See if Zach Robinson opens up his offense here a little bit. Finds another slip screen. We've seen this play a number of times, and Patterson has been the recipient of on a bunch of them. And he picks up. Look at all these Kansas City Chiefs pulling towards the line of scrimmage, and really good job by Jalen Daniels then, right, Coach?
Here they are in an empty set. You better anticipate pressure again. They blitzed this formation the last time. Looks like they're bailing this time.
Can't keep bringing it, can you? 3 wide receivers to the bottom. Jalen Daniels, plenty of time, just decides to go to the one-on-one matchup on the outside to Sean Tucker, the running back. A little overshot on that throw. Patterson, 5 receptions, 56 yards. He's been the guy. And here's the ISO.
That's where Mike Evans used to be.
In today's world, running backs are supposed to be running. Roger Craig just got into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Congratulations. The ultimate. Been that way for years, and it's 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6, 3 wide receivers to the bottom, wide open. Here, Green with the first down catch, and really nice job hanging in that. Sean Tucker, the solo back. Wide zone run, great blocking up front, down to the 3-yard line. Sean Tucker in this game late, and you got to wonder why, right? We know that he's the established third running back for the past couple of years. We saw Josh Williams earlier get the reps with the second team. Now Sean Tucker's still in the game, trying to prove that job can still be of him.
That'll be interesting. That's up to Jason Light.
And that comes down to special teams and whatnot, other value. Short motion. Bootleg, wide open back of the end zone. He just doesn't see him. Jalen Daniels doing what Jalen Daniels does best. Wow. It nearly gets to the goal line. Holy cow.
I tell you, I get nervous sometimes. This young man's ball security at
Jalen Daniels snuck for a touchdown. Not doing it. Handing that ball off to Sean Tucker. Touchdown.
Great job by Tampa Bay, switching up the tempo. Jumping in a no huddle on the goal line, and they fooled Kansas City. And guess who has the lead? Jalen. Well, they're in a spread formation, and they do look like they have some single coverage on the outside.
Quick set. Nothing there. Nowhere to go with the ball. Sack. Ethan Herkett on Jalen Daniels. Oh!
It has indeed, and Jalen Daniels is a big reason for that.
P.T. Potter with the kickoff. Emmett Johnson again with the return, and another nice special teams play. It's kind of weird for me, and we've had discussions about this new kickoff rule, John, but like a good...
Let Tucker know we need to see something on special teams.
Rashard Smith.
Look out, this guy can run.
Yes, he can.
Smith, he's got a lot of experience in this Chief offense, did some good things as a rookie. That time a little toss crack, and you felt the acceleration.
Yep, 7th-round pick out of SMU a year ago. It's not big, 5'10", 197 yards, or 197 pounds, but he has that explosive ability that Kansas City needs out of this offense. Aludican again under center. 2 receivers to the bottom. Rashard Smith again is your running back. Again, hands off. Great penetration, initial penetration by Kamara.
Kamara's had a big night.
He has. He just keeps showing up. You know, again, very deep linebacking room for Kansas City. 3 receivers down your bottom. Short tight end at the top. Great rush. There's got to be a hold there on the edge. Luke trying to find. Oh, look at that improvised play. Just throwing a layup to Brownlee. An alley-oop to Brownlee to pick up that first down, but I believe Kansas City got away with a hold on the edge there.
There's no question that's holding.
Jack Pyburn, who had a great game last week in New York.
Ethan Drift.
Very good football team to begin with. They were struggling on offense. They could not stop anybody on defense. But apparently he's back for the season. Been practicing, been cleared for this Kansas City Chiefs. He's got to get down early.
You know, the one thing that's missing from Kansas City is the big plays, Rondé. You know, they have not had a 1,000-yard rusher since Kareem Hunt in his rookie season. Now, Kenneth Walker perhaps will...
Yes, good young coach. Here's the injury. Rashard Smith with the run. Here's the injury to Travis Shaw and
short. And these are the kind of situations Andy Reid will run a bootleg.
All right, knows he's got another play. He runs the inside trap, and it's going to be enough for the first down.
Going back to number 90, DeMonte Capehart. He's out there.
Capehart's out there. Jones is out there. Both enormous. I mean, Jones, we talk about Capehart, how big he is. Look how big 93 is.
Big guys. Jones is big. Capehart is big, but...
Have come out of the game. Another run, Rashard Smith, and good defense there. Speaking of returning players, how about Travis Kelce? Comes back for...
He's been durable. He's a stud.
He is a stud. He's a future Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. Smith again with the carry, off tackle. Here we go, Bucks. Definite holding penalty there. And that's the hard thing for young offensive linemen when you get stretch runs. If that ball's not hitting...
Up tight end who has really struggled to make his presence
into Alonzo High School in Tampa. Smith again is the running back. Short motion, full motion. Ball's going right to...
Bang, bang play. Murray again.
Jacob DeJesus. 11 personnel, one tight end, wide open in the middle of the field. He's running a screen. Look at big number 90 trying to come in. Ball's out. 58 and 69. He also had the missed extra point.
How about that?
He missed another one. Center. Hands off to Pinu, your new running back. John, I had you on my show this week, the Rondé Barber Show, shameless plug. And game in the heart that's being shown by this young quarterback, Jalen Daniels, under center now. Pinu again in the backfield. Just came into camp a couple of weeks ago, or actually a couple of days ago, Pinu. Don't know much about him, but he is in a crowded running back room. And here we go, John.
Here in the fourth quarter.
Jason Light enters his 13th season, I'm sorry, as Tampa's GM. 5th longest tenured general manager in football right now. It seems crazy that it's gone that long.
Big third down, cross dog blitz. That's a great throw by Daniels.
And almost a great catch. There is
Time Springs, both inside linebackers. Good pickup by Tampa Bay, and Daniels stands right in there like a veteran and throws that slant 1 foot in front of your numbers. That's a great job by that kid.
You know what I love about that play right there, especially the visual we just had. He's not tall.
No.
To find that window, like Drew Brees used to always find that window when you're not over 6 feet tall, is very impressive. No, he's a strong-arm kid, but to find that angle, great job by Jalen Daniels. Pinu again, the back under center. You're trying to close out the game here, John. You're in 4-minute mode. What plays are you calling?
Well, here's a duo. It's going to bounce to the outside. That's well blocked. But you tell your guys in the huddle, hey, no penalties. Stay in bounds. Protect the ball. These are the situations. I'm sure that they held this outfit to 9 points. And how about talking to him about the game plan?
Yeah, we tried to get out of that meeting quick. He said, you guys stay right here. I'm going to go talk to my team, and I'll be right back. Pinu again, right up the middle, duo inside. And you say duo. I think you let your quarterback try to make a play here, because he can make people miss, get in the open field, create some time, space, and find a wide open receiver. Cam Johnson, who's had himself a heck of a day, not played hardly at all during